different issue that is going to be an issue for us is we're going to be working on legalization.
Yep.
And we're going to be coordinating with different groups on the left.
Mm-hmm.
But we're also going to have a lot of people on the right who are on our side. And to
like
be able
the Boston Tea Party.
Right.
it's going to be a balancing act to be dealing with the people
Yep.
on our side that are, everybody's on our side, and half of them are left and half of them are right, and they don't agree on anything else.
Well, this is what we would, the nonviolence trainings would have to cover this kind of stuff, like, because we're coming together on this issue.
If we do have an
there's
office
a lot.
there,
there's a lot of people in New Hampshire because New Hampshire is the free state movement state.
Yep.
if we do have an office there, we could be holding events at the office, right? I mean, out in front of the office or something, and inviting all those groups that we want to come to.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the way I'm envisioning it, which I've done, I'm looking back to things like with clamshell and stuff, as opposed to, I haven't done any New Hampshire primaries in a long time.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it's been like up there in the last couple of cycles, but you know, there was an office which handled, you know, mail and phone and all that kind of stuff, and it was also a meeting place. People would be, and I'm thinking probably downtown Concord would be the place if we can get one. Either that or the place where people live. You know, the warehouse where people are sleeping could end up being the office, or that could be a separate sleeping place and a separate office. But we're talking about the main drag in New Hampshire, which is like Manchester, Concord area, or the surrounding countryside. And you can reach the seacoast from there. You can go further north for different events.
But the events might be anywhere in the state.
Yeah, I mean, and there may be some events that are just too far north or too obscure that we don't get to all of them.
Right.
But
most of them will be in that Portsmouth and that area.
And we'll go to the campaign sites of the various politicians, and we may also have our own news conferences, or we may have our own like concerts or something. Yeah. You know, there could be like events, celebrity events. Yeah. You know, for us.
Well, it's interesting because it's like, it would really be neat to say, okay, the vision is then all of the campaign offices that are around the area that have been set up for the primary itself, not for the hour things, is that we have a presence at each one of those offices during maybe 9 to 5 every day or something like that with the marijuana signs. So there's always someone there with marijuana signs at almost every place.
Well, that's something we'd have to work out as we go along, whether we want to concentrate everybody in a few big press events, or do we want to spread them out and cover everything simultaneously?
I think you can do them both, because those little things happen, because it's like, really, they're probably going to be following about 5 or 7 wealthy white people around. Well, except for Obama was. But it really is like, where's he now? Here comes Dennis Kucinich's bus. And you knew, or no, who was it? His wife just died. What was his name, that candidate?
Oh, Edwards.
Edwards. Yeah. They both had big photographs of them on the sides of the bus, and you knew they were coming. And so it was like you'd wait and mill about, and then they would arrive, and they'd get off the bus, and then, it'd be like paparazzi going, and then you'd go in and speak, and then they'd come back out. So it's like these real... we know when they're going to go there, and you can aim people that way. That's what we would do.
They want to know. They want people to know when they're going to
exactly,
do it. So they publicize it heavily.
Right. We would go back to the warehouse space we were at, because we were like, oh, okay, nothing to do till 4:00 today. And so we go back out at 4, and then we go out at 7, and then we sometimes just go roaming the streets, which was fun too. Is fun. But so it's very clear. You go this way and go that way, and you wait around until they come. So that's what getting the signs, I think, out in the press.
Should we have some signs made up for candidates that are likely to show up, like bigot, sleaze factor, lying
well,
pennies?
I don't think we should restrain our language totally. We can use strong language, but I think we should try to be as positive as. I mean, I can see using the word bigot in the right circumstance, but we're going to have. There are going to be at least 3 candidates, or there are possibly 3 candidates who are totally on our side. If Ron Paul comes, I don't know if he's going to run, but if he does, and if Gary Johnson runs, and Vermin, it's like those 3 may be on our side. There may be other ones who are...
Kucinich, maybe.
Everybody else is pretty much going to be not on our side, but they're going to have varying degrees of opposition. Somebody like Sarah Palin isn't big on prosecuting marijuana.
Right. She said she smoked marijuana.
Yeah, but certain other people, I don't know about Romney or something, may be very strongly against it. And if we can't win them over, we may harass them or dog them or something because they're hostile to us. Other ones we're still trying to win over.
Yeah.
You know, or get them to say something, you know, halfway in our direction or something.
So maybe we should try to be working up a way that that they're all going to be pressured to say something about marijuana.
Well, we can also research what they've said in the past, because Rachel, one thing said was she has contacts with this artist, and I was going to write some blurbs about what kind of art we need. And one thing I was thinking is we'd have a
He's hard to reach, though. I've sent him so many overtures, you know, and he's not responding.
And we have potential other artists.
Yeah.
But one thing I was thinking is we have a leaflet, a general leaflet, giving our opinion on all the candidates. And we come up with like a 3 or 4 different face
rubric.
Is it
Yeah.
rubric?
Well, maybe like you pick the 3 or 4 things that they've either said something about, and you check it off like that kind of thing.
No. What I was thinking is sort of like a characterizing them with like an artistic picture of like a face, you know, like in the Advocate does, the halo or the horns.
Right. Yeah.
So you have somebody who's either a good guy, a bad guy, or a so-so guy, and then like a 4th one would be somebody we don't know enough about to really make a judgment.
Yeah.
Unknown. And we put this, have a leaflet that has all the candidates, at least. I don't know. There could be dozens and dozens of candidates. So
we'll find out.
Major candidates.
Right. We're talking the primaries, right?
Yeah. And the Republicans are going to have got to be at least 15 or 20 people are being talked about as possible.
And then there's the rent. The rent is too damn high guy. I like that.
Oh yeah, he's great. We could get him to do some events for us, possibly.
I've already written to him.
Oh, good.
And we have, on the Democratic side, we hope to have Obama and Vermin and maybe 1 or 2 other people.
You know who else is a political speaker that we should get in touch with, who I think would be leaning in our direction, is Cornel West, the professor in Princeton. But he would love to take part in an event up there, I bet. And that's somebody who's...
he's like the most positive,
and he's such a great
beautiful,
speaker.
loving, spiritual guy, and so brilliant. You know, he's always right too. I've never heard him say anything I didn't agree with. It's amazing.
I will write to him and give him all his praise.
Well, let me tell you that he is. He came on Amy Goodman, and he right away brought up the marijuana being used to take people's rights away from them, to right to vote. I mean, he's definitely into that.
Certainly, if we have a
so if you want to write him a letter, in a way that's
a civil rights issue affecting Obama's campaign, influencing Obama's campaign, because Obama will be there in some form or another, and he'll have people, from the old civil rights movement, saying that this is a civil rights issue because people of color are going to jail and
he said that specifically. He said Obama's marijuana policy, Obama's drug policy, are racist against blacks. And browns and reds.
Yeah, Obama,
he said black, brown, and red people.
I want to go and for this leaflet, which will have the people, good, bad, or in between, have like a quote. Find out a quote of their opinion on marijuana. And it may not be or something about them
or if they did smoke it or not.
Well, Obama. I think the biggest thing about Obama we can say is that this issue, millions of people have gone to jail under his regime, even though it's not specifically him, because there's state laws and stuff too. But millions of people have been arrested because of marijuana while he's been president, and he makes a joke of it.
Yeah.
And
not only that, thousands of people killed in Mexico over marijuana in this time, but he's still joking about it.
He treats it as a joke, and that's